G'day viewers, how are you? The end of another week. Welcome to a weekend edition of TFU. Been a little bit slow getting it out this week, but hey, better late than never, as the saying goes. And well, it has been, as per usual, a totally fucked up week. And there's so many things to choose to talk about. So many things. Got to sort of narrow it down a bit. It is very hard to avoid talking about Trump because with the impeachment investigation officially underway, who knows what's going to happen? Trump seems worried. I actually find Trump's behaviour incredibly strange because, again, I feel every now and then I have to repeat what the impeachment process in the US political system actually is, because it is a political process, not a legal process. How it works, if Congress decide they should start proceedings, stage one, an investigation. That's the stage we're at now, an impeachment investigation. If the investigation uncovers enough evidence that the Congress thinks they should call for impeachment of the president, they have a vote. And that's stage two, the impeachment vote. Now, all Congress needs to pass that impeachment is a simple majority, one vote over the line. And then if that happens, it's passed on to the Senate, who put the president on trial to decide if the president should be removed from office. And I think it's either, I blanked and I looked at this just before starting. It's either 2/3 or 3/4 of the Senate has to vote in favour of removing the president from office. And this is why I think Trump's behaviour is quite weird. Because he's not getting removed from office. There are all these ridiculous articles and opinion pieces going around going, oh, a majority of the American public favours Trump's impeachment and removal from office. Ooh, more and more Republicans have confirmed they're probably going to vote to remove him from office. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Anyone pinning their hopes to Trump actually being removed from office is fooling themselves. I was going to say something far, far worse than that, but honestly, you're just giving yourself a fool's hope, and you'll just be disappointed later. Like, hey, 1,000,000 to 1 shot, I might be wrong. I would much rather be pleasantly surprised because I thought the Republicans are so cynical they wouldn't vote to remove Trump no matter what egregious criminality is uncovered. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than be the person who just foolishly went, this is it, we've got him, and then gets super disappointed when fuck all happens, because that is 99% likely the outcome of this whole procedure. Fucking nothing. But what the Democrats would be hoping is the impeachment investigation will actually uncover serious wrongdoings by Trump, which will make their impeachment vote valid, which will make Republicans in the Senate rejecting the whole thing look really fucking bad. Because if they don't uncover anything egregious, I don't think Democrats will even proceed to a vote. They'll just go, oh, we did an investigation and there wasn't enough there. Because history shows us, and this is why House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been very resistant to the whole impeachment thing, because the Republicans did an impeachment on Clinton in the 90s and got him on a technicality for lying about getting a blowjob in the Oval Office and said, oh, that's lying under oath. That's obstruction of justice. And technically, they were right. But everyone went, that's fucking bullshit. You didn't get him on anything he did. It's just, as a technicality, when he was sitting there being questioned, he lied, and you said, you're going to impeach him for that. That's fucking horseshit. And the Republicans copped a severe canings in the subsequent midterm elections. And I should say, there wasn't enough numbers for the Republicans in the Senate to remove Clinton from office. So the whole thing was just a fucking sideshow. The Republican-controlled Congress voted to impeach Clinton on this obstruction of justice idea, and the Senate did not get the required majority to remove him from office, and the public broadly thought this whole thing was bullshit. But see, that's not the thing. We're not going to end up trying to trap Trump in, you did or didn't have an affair. It's literally anyone who has an even cursory look at Trump knows he's a criminal. He's deeply involved in criminal activity. We're up to half a dozen or more of his close staffers being indicted and convicted, and a bunch of them are in jail for criminal activity. And the only reason Trump wasn't prosecuted is the prosecutors believe the Constitution says they're not allowed to prosecute a sitting president. You are allowed to impeach an sitting president, though, and if he's removed from office, then you can go criminal charges. And this is the thing. Trump's not getting removed from office. It simply isn't going to happen. So his bluster and his ridiculous brinkmanship of saying he'd refuse to testify to the Congress, and he'd tell people to refuse to respond to a subpoena if they receive them. See, those are technically quite serious offences. You could be held in contempt of Congress. And technically, Congress can arrest people. Not everyone knows this. There's an actual prison under the Congress where they can have someone dragged in, put in chains. It hasn't happened since 1930, and it almost definitely won't happen now. But it's a fun possibility. The idea of dragging Trump or his cronies in chains. That's just hilarious to me. It's not going to happen, but it's a funny concept. But it makes Trump look super bad to not answer questions. Yes, he can play to his base, that 20-30% far-right group of Americans who think, yeah, this is an affront, but that's only 20-30% of voters, and you're not going to fucking win by just appealing to them, by making all of the Democrats and close to half of the Republicans go, dude, you're fucked. It's like, so why is Trump blustering? It doesn't make sense unless an even cursory investigation into his behaviour would reveal serious crimes. Surely that's not what's happening. Maybe Trump's just got a really thin skin. Maybe Trump is so affronted at the idea that anyone could question him that's so offensive he refuses to take part in it. Or the most cursory examination of his behaviour would reveal serious criminal activity. That's one possibility. Who knows why Trump is acting so fucking stupid with a process that, if he just played it straight, wouldn't affect him at all and would probably improve him in the eyes of Republican voters. But instead, he's acting in a completely unhinged manner, which makes no sense unless a simple cursory examination of his behaviour would reveal severe criminal activity. Who knows? Who knows what's behind it? It's a mystery. It is a very big mystery. We may never know. And his hilarious obsession with, Ukraine should investigate Biden and his son. That's dodgy. While his kids have been earning millions of dollars while working in the White House. It's just the stupidity and the egregious nature of this behavior is just mind-blowing. It's just like, we're in an alternate reality. As far the best thing I saw is a stand-up comedian saying, why is everything so weird? I think Marty McFly did fuck his mum, and we're in that future. Everything's fucked up. But yeah, I mean, there's really serious stuff with Trump, like abandoning the Kurds in northern Iraq, and almost immediately his mate Erdogan from Turkey started launching attacks because he wants to claim a bunch of that territory. And it's like a lot of people in the American services who fought alongside Kurds and realised that the Kurds were instrumental in bottling up ISIS, not real happy with the Kurds being totally abandoned by Trump. And Trump just says one of his standard mind-bogglingly stupid statements about why he's fucking over the Kurds. Well, they weren't helping us at Normandy. That makes no sense. In the world today, trying to cite something from World War II in and of itself makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Where were they in Normandy? Where were they in the fucking Iraq invasion? Where were they in the fight against ISIS? doing more than fucking almost anyone else is where. And just as a bit of trivia, where were the Kurds in World War II? Well, that part of the world was controlled by England in World War II. So Kurds were actually fighting with the Allies against the fucking Nazis and the fascists. Just by the by, for your answer to generally what happened in World War II, the Kurds were fighting with the Allies. And I did actually see on Twitter someone posting a picture of his Kurdish grandfather who was in the landing parties on Normandy. So he's saying like, hey look, that's my Kurdish granddad in the landing party in Normandy. So could you fucking do something about Erdogan now? It's like, this guy is so fucking deranged, so unhinged, so detached from reality, so clearly suffering from significant cognitive impairment. I mean, for fuck's sake, if he doesn't get removed from office or lose the next election, I am probably literally going to give up on the world, quite honestly. If he was elected to a second term, I would just, no, okay, that's it. Humanity's gone. Mad Max Fury Road is a future documentary that slipped through a time vortex and dropped in to tell us what it's all going to be like in 100 years. Fucking great. Start preparing for that. Holy shit. And I feel like while Trump dominates things, people are like, what are you doing about Trump? Because he affects the whole fucking world, you morons. But yeah, you know, Australian politics. How's Australian politics? Oh, by the way, Australian politics, fucked. Yes. Anyone who follows me knows, without doubt, the low opinion I hold the Conservative coalition who are currently governing this fine country. They're a pack of fucking shitheads. And then just barely any better in my estimation at the moment are the Labor opposition. Because Labor opposition this week went, oh, you know what? Oh, no one likes us when we have a policy that's different from the Conservatives. We should adopt their climate policy. Get fucked, you brain-dead shit-weasel cunts. I cannot believe the people in the Labour Party are so fucking stupid that they have taken exactly the wrong message from losing what everyone thought was an unlosable federal election. Because they went into it standing for almost nothing. The key message was, I'm not that guy, which actually seemed like it was going to work. And it didn't. What they need to do is fucking inspire people, fucking stand for something. Not just go, oh, we'll be Liberal Party light. That'll probably get us elected, you fucking munters. And at the same, I mean, okay, I'm lucky. I live in Victoria. We have a Labor state government that's broadly good. They're hardly perfect. They do a bunch of shit wrong. But yeah, they're broadly good. Whereas in Queensland, a supposed Labor government, oh my God, this fucking week is talking about fast-tracking rules to imprison climate protesters. They're been approving a coal mine that, in terms of the environment and climate change, is so wrong on every level, but it's even economically fucked and can't possibly operate without billions of dollars in subsidies. It's absolutely insane. So in Queensland, we've got a Labor government saying, I'm going to fast-track laws to imprison climate change protesters. In Victoria, there's a supposedly neo-Nazi rock concert happening this weekend, and our government here is saying, oh, we can't pass a law, we can't stop it from happening. So in Queensland, they're pretty sure they can rush laws in to imprison climate change protesters, but here it's like, we can't do anything to stop actual violent neo-Nazis. So fucking yay. And all I want to say is, Scummo, the Prime Minister, famous for shitting his pants at Engadine Macca's back in the 90s. Well, that's been superseded now. He's been at a footy game, I think it was in Fiji, a World Cup type thing, and showing off, saying, I'm one of the lads, look at me, sinking a beer. They got a photo where he's pissed his pants. So that's who we've got, a climate change denying, racist, bigoted, evangelical, fundamentalist fuckwit who shit his pants at Engadine Macca's and pissed his pants at the footy. That's what we've got.